Hi, my name is Graham. I'm one of the co-founders of GrowthBook. And today I have Jeremy, the other co-founder,
All right. Hey, everyone.
and we're going to demo some of the latest features of GrowthBook in version 1.8. So just a way of introduction, GrowthBook 1.8 included over 50 pull requests. About 450 files were changed, including some pretty cool features that we'll go over. The most notable are listed here. And then after that, we're going to talk about some of the future features that we have in progress right now, and then open it up to some questions and answers from everybody. Cool. So Jeremy, do you want to talk about the new REST API? I'm happy to bring up a demo.
Sure. Yeah, so we added a REST APIs that you can programmatically toggle features and control the rollout of features. And we started with just a couple endpoints to start, but we're adding more and more here. The idea is you'll be able to integrate GrowthBook with your CI/CD pipeline or internal tools and be able to automate a lot of tasks that you have to do manually today. I think Graham's shown creating a secret API key, and then you're able to pass that along with a request to any of the API endpoints. You can list all the features in your account, toggle features on and off.
So what kind of features does this support right now? And then what are we going to expand it to?
Yeah, so the two endpoints we launched with are listing all the features in your account and then toggling features on and off in different environments.
And then this API is different than the SDK endpoints, right? Because we used to have this called API keys as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we had what we called an API before, but really it was just a public endpoint to pull the features into the SDK. So we renamed that to make it more clear of what that's what a public endpoint is. And then these new ones are meant for backend API calls, so not exposing this secret to users and have full read and write access to your account.
Cool. All right. And then, so one of the other features we added was fine-grained permission control by environment or project. This one was quite highly requested. I'll show you what this looks like. There we go. So now when you invite team members, you have the option to adjust the environment for them.
Yeah, the idea is to give someone the ability to publish changes to dev but not production. Yeah, so if you make them an engineer, you can then restrict access by environment and only select a subset of them.
So this allows me to only make changes on dev, correct?
Yeah, so you can make changes on dev, you can publish them, and you can also propose changes for production. So you can queue up changes in a draft, but someone else would have to come in and publish that has the proper permissions.
And then we also have project roles. Can you talk a little bit about how that works?
Yeah, so if you set up multiple projects in GrowthBook to have different lists of features depending on what project it's for, you can give users different roles for different projects. Yeah, so in this example, like they could be a engineer overall, but then an analyst or a collaborator in a different project. So you can have, if you have a backend team and a mobile team, you can give them each access to just their respective features and not anyone else.
Cool. All right. We also added encrypted feature flags. Encrypted feature flags. So if we talk about that a little bit, so we have the API endpoints, or at least the environments, and now you have the option for some of these SDK endpoints to be encrypted, correct?
Yeah. So the idea is if you have a front end application, like you're using our JavaScript SDK, users could inspect the network request and see all of the features and rules being sent down to your app. And so to add a little protection around that, you can enable encryption, which all they'll see is an encrypted string, and then in your SDK, instead of calling set features, you would call set encrypted features and pass in the decryption key. So just it's not 100% secure because someone could inspect your front end application and search through the minified JavaScript and find your decryption key. But it will at least stop any casual viewers from being able to snoop on your features.
And this is available under our Pro and Enterprise plans, right?
Yeah. So yeah, to enable encryption, you need a paid account with GrowthBook. That's either self-hosted or with our cloud.
Cool. I know that we have a couple of attendees here. If you're interested in asking any questions as we go along, please just raise your hand or type it in the chat. Moving right along then. So we announced our Java SDK. Not a whole lot to show on this one, but I can show some of the documentation around that. We've had a Java SDK available under the Kotlin, but this one is built straight in Java and does compile to Kotlin as well.
Yeah, so it's meant primarily for server-side Java, although it does work in Android applications as well if you prefer to use that.
Cool. Anything else to note about it, Jeremy?
As to go along with this, we also made a GitHub repo with a bunch of examples. So if you want to see how to use this in a Spring Boot application or Android, we have fully, baked out examples there. I believe they're linked from the docs here. So yeah, we're going to be adding more there for other languages and frameworks in the future.
Is that here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right. We redid our documentation site completely. This is now running on Docusaurus. And one of the biggest improvements is that it now includes, out of the way, now includes a document search. So you can quickly search for anything on the documentation. We also have a table of contents on the right. So hopefully that's a pretty big step up in terms of user experience for our documentation. Moving right along. Cool. Jeremy, do you want to demo the VS Code extension? Do you have that?
I don't think I have that set up right now to demo, but
So go on.
Yeah, basic idea is to improve the developer experience process. So if you're working with GrowthBook and feature flags, you're able to go in and see the list of all of your features, what type they are, and easily use them in your code. I think I need to update that link there.
I think I broke it on the it's correct. It's just in the slides I broke it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
encoded though.
Download and check it out. There's a little setup you need to do by creating a GrowthBook file with your SDK endpoint. But we're planning to add a lot more to this in the future, like with our REST API integrating with that, so you can toggle and create new features directly within VS Code. So we have a lot planned for this in the future.
Yeah, the idea is just to minimize the context switching you have to do and just make that developer experience as good as we can. Cool. So finally, let's take a look at some of the features we have upcoming. So we have scheduled feature flag releases, which I can show you some screenshots of now. The idea is that you can take any feature flag and schedule the release.
Yeah, if you want to start an A/B test like 3 days from now, you don't need to stay up till midnight and press a button. You can kind of publish it now and it'll only take effect when you want it to.
So this is the schedule of a rule as we're currently mocking it up.
Yeah, so that's in progress and should launch soon.
Do you want to talk about the proxy server, Jeremy?
Sure. Yeah, so we're working on a proxy server soon that will be a Docker container that you can run inside your own environment. And that'll proxy the feature flag. So it'll handle caching, server-side evaluations. You don't need to expose any feature flags to the front end at all. Yeah, so this is something we're working on that hoping to launch in the next month or two.
Cool. And then we also have frequentist statistics coming with the ability to just select the statistics model you're using based on the environment per organization. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining, everybody.